Oh, I'll put on my headphones, I guess. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Am I excited.
I am.
Yeah, no.
Who else is excited?
Yeah,
Totally excited right
I'm
now.
not going to lie. The answer is no.
Welcome back, Keith.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, I'm excited he's here.
Yeah.
That's always nice.
Always nice to see
Fucking
Keith.
rude. You said... I'm not excited as we introduce our guest.
No, I'm
And then you
excited
backpedal,
Keith is
and then you
here.
backpedal.
I'm not excited about what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
I wanted to make sure it was clear.
I'm excited for both.
I'm
is
always
clear.
excited Keith is here.
I mean, I'm definitely happy to be here, and I'm glad you guys are happy to have me. I
yes,
know some people are less happy about what I brought with me though today.
Well, I don't care.
Contextual, yes. So, Keith, what is, not to be a spoiler here, this is another liquor episode. Keith, what's your favorite kind of liquor?
Wait, don't turn the channel. You've tuned into High Gravity.
The show where we talk about beer, brewing, and bullshit.
Where the only thing we take seriously is the next round.
So grab a glass.
Fill it with something cold.
And enjoy the show.
Well, I'd have to say it might be gin. I'm a pretty good fan of gin, and today I brought with me 6-7 different gins to try.
Excellent.
I'm so excited.
I am.
Yeah.
As we discussed off the air, I've got some very good memories from nights of gin. So
Well, I brought Keith back some gin samplers from Antigua, so some
Nice.
local gin. So
I don't think my night's going to end as good as the last time I did it.
I will say, visually, though, just one of those bottles catches my eye right away.
Yes, well, I made sure to point it in the right direction too, so you guys could get an enjoyment of it.
I just see a weird, creepy arm touching a dude on the chest.
That's
It's
two.
unsettling.
That's two bonks for you, Daryl. 2 bonks.
I figured there was another one that was going to be one of Jim's favorites, at least here.
So, which is there a particular order that we want to get started with? I don't know if it's obvious or not, but me and Daryl are not gin drinkers.
Well, I did kind of organize them a little bit just to kind of have a bit of a
into it?
finale. Yeah, ease into it and have a bit of a finale. I don't want to have a spoiler alert here too much, but there is one that's over 100 proof, so it'll be a good time. But today we're going to be starting with Fieldnotes. This is from Crosse Distillery, which is in Wisconsin. I believe this was a housewarming gift that we got when I recently bought my last house.
Nice.
Ooh.
I like that.
Ooh, nice sound to that.
Save me that bottle unless you're going to keep it when you're done.
It looks like a medicine bottle.
I know, I like it.
A little bit of a Wisconsin theme, like from our last episode where we had some New Glarus. Make sure there's no water in my glass so I can taste the pureness of the gin.
It's important.
I'm going to take just the tiniest snoots because we may or may not have to record another episode where we are drinking other things.
Well, that's going to be unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's a very, like a lemongrass smell to it.
It does. It has very citrusy kind of a smell to it.
It doesn't smell like pine trees. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Gonna taste like it.
Yeah,
I'll guarantee it.
definitely citrusy aroma. Did it say what the proof is on this one?
40.
Let's see.
It said 40, I think, on there.
Yep,
Okay.
40%.
I mean, it doesn't smell bad.
No, it
No,
smells nice.
it's got a little lemongrass-esque taste to it, too. I don't know if you guys are...
Yeah, I don't blame them either.
Well, while we're enjoying the flavors and the smells here, I'll read the description in the back. At Crosse Distilling Co., we partnered with local farmers who share our commitment to care for the land, utilizing sustainable practices to grow organic grains. We combine these exceptional farm-forward ingredients with the driftless pure water from the region's glacier aquifer to create the Fieldnote gin. We invite you to experience the taste of our genuine Wisconsin spirits.
So I'll say, for expecting gin, it tastes lemony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean by lemongrass. Like it's got that like very like grassy, earthy kind of taste, like a very light floral, that hint of like citrus. That's nice.
I feel we're going to all be pleasantly surprised with these.
Yeah, considering my gin
think you
experience is shit gin.
I think he's tricking us, though, starting off with a lemon one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We'll see what happens.
this is kind of the drinker at the house right now. I mean, it's light, it's nice, it's it goes well with tonics and things of that nature. So it's just
I can see. Oh, that's what tonic would be amazing.
yeah.
Tonic with a lemon.
Yeah.
I could also see just sipping on this with maybe with a couple of ice cubes too. It's actually not bad.
That's my usual go-to is just sipping. I really do enjoy the the flavor of gin, so it's nice just to kind of sip on it.
I've had some high-end stuff. I've had a lot of the rot gut kind of stuff, but that was very good.
It's very smooth. It is not bitey at all for being like 80 proof. So
It's got a little dryness to it, and it's just lemon taste is what I have in it.
that is pleasant. All right.
That is the nice thing about gins. A bunch of different botanicals, a bunch of different things go into it. Kind of similar to beer. It's just because something is called a style, there's a lot of variation within it. So
It's funny. We always make fun of people that say, I don't like craft beer. There's millions of styles. So we just called it out. I don't like gin, and the first one we had is like, oh, it tastes like lemon. Okay, that's not too bad.
So apparently you just throw the word craft in front of it, and all of a sudden...
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's like a placebo effect. Like, this is a craft gin. I hate gin. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I drink that. Yeah, pour me another one of those.
well, luckily distilleries have gotten to the habit of putting the batch and the bottle number on it. So this was batch 9, bottle 132.
That's pretty impressive. It's a very
it's no
early
131, but
Imagine doing that with beer. Batch 847, bottle number 3,900.
Some of them do.
Yeah, Dark Lords are numbered, so some of them it's like, oh, I got bottle 3,000. Neat. Yeah.
I do see your future. I'm in the year 3000.
Ooh, is that what I think it is?
It's gin.
It is.
It's gin.
We got some more gin to try. This is from Black Button Distillery. This is out of Rochester, New York. It is Lilac gin.
Ooh. Yeah, so the flowers on it. I was like, oh, I like that. The lilacs are in bloom right now, for reference. So
I figured it was going to be a good spring one, so I definitely wanted to bring this one along.
It's my favorite smelling flower. I love the smell of lilac.
Black Button Lilac Gin is made with fresh lilac petals and complementary botanicals. It is made in limited quantities each spring and complements Rochester's rich festivals and floral history. So I believe this one was brewed last year.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of exciting.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh. It's very satisfying cork sound.
I know. I love it.
Ooh. And the bottles, they're very pretty with like the purple and gold colors. This one's 42%, so just a little stronger. Distilled with traditional botanicals, including lilac petals. Interesting.
Now this is one I have not tried yet. I just popped this one open. There's a couple on here that this will be the first time I'm trying them as well. I figured what better occasion than to share it with others.
This one definitely smells much more traditionally like gin to me.
Yes, very much so.
It smells like you know when you open up like a fresh package of Scotch tape?
Yes.
That's what this smells like.
Oh, yeah. This is where I was excited about.
It smells exactly. It was like, I got to wrap presents. I was like, oh, Scotch tape. Interesting. Now I'm going to drink gin when I wrapping Christmas presents.
There's no more perfect description than that.
It's pretty spot on. That's so weird.
I can't stop laughing to taste.
Has a little bit of a nose burn, too, even if it's 42.
Well, that'll happen when you drag tape across your nose.
That is very different than the first one.
I don't like it as much as the first one.
That is a very strong lilac taste.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's...
The aftertaste is good. It's lilac 100%. Up front, it's kind of like a little bit boozy, a little bit, I don't want to say artificial, but it kind of tastes plasticky.
After that initial burn, it's like it's quenched with the lilac and it's
When all I taste is lilac. I'm breathing lilac.
I kind of like that part.
Yeah.
But the first part, Scotch tape.
I never actually found out. I wonder if gin mellows while it sits as well, because maybe this is one that would be good a couple years. Let it sit for a couple years and.
To my understanding, once it's bottled, things don't change.
Any liquor once it's distilled, it's essentially you're cooking it into a vapor and redistilling that. But this, if I'm not mistaken, the process for this is very similar to vodka, except that this is they use what they call a gin basket, and essentially that's filled with all the botanicals, the essence of what they want it to taste like. The distillates run through that, and then that's what's bottled. So I think it may, because I think it's picking up some of the oils and I want to use the word esters, but that might be the wrong word. Or conjugers or something like that.
The smell is really hard for me to get past on this. So like,
I had to pour one more
through it.
I had to pour one more little snoot of it because like the first sip I was like, okay, I didn't really like it.
Mine.
Well,
I mean, don't dump it. I'll drink.
No, I'll finish it. Did you want to smell it?
No, I might be wrong on some of the process description for that, but it's very similar, I believe, and then it's run through the basket and then bottled. I don't know if they run it through distillation again after.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that. I'm not, no one hold that against me. I'm not a gin guy. I'm a whiskey bourbon guy.
the aftertaste still has a little bit of that kind of like citrusy notes like the first one did. The last one had it like kind of up front and throughout. This, you get that lilac floral and like a touch of citrus kind of at the end.
Ooh, went down the wrong throat for Johnny.
Oh, right throat, wrong pipe.
He's used to it. He makes sure it goes down the right throat. He's fine.
This one does warm me up though. Like a little snoot of it, like you can feel it warm in your cheeks.
Yep.
But overall, the first one I could do again if I had to. This one I don't think I could do again. Like
It's definitely like in the very front of it is such a punch that it's like you've got to do something with it. Like I would almost want to put that with like a sparkling soda or something that would
that would
help
be good, yeah.
help kind of get that lilac.
My friend, they have a lavender syrup that they use, and he made us these purple cocktails with lavender syrup. This would go really well in that cocktail, like a lavender lilac, and because the syrup too is a little bit of sugar in it to give it a little sweetness. I think mixed with that, I would drink this.
But it's so strong lilac, just straight up.
Oh yeah,
Right. So that's why I think if it got dispersed.
I like that part. That's my favorite part.
Like,
I love lilac though.
I think we need like dates or something right now to help cleanse our palates.
You mean
Wrapped with bacon?
wrapped goat cheese stuffed dates to pair with our wizard's burial ground? One day we'll do that.
Man, that sounds so awful. How dare you even suggest
Yeah,
something?
we'll invite you back. Well, that was on I think that was Wizard's Burial Ground, wasn't it? The
Yeah, it
pairing
was.
suggested one of the pairings. And then every time we drink it, we're like, we forgot our goat cheese stuffed bacon wrapped dates.
Well, we're ready to head on to the next one.
I'm
in.
so ready, so ready.
Well, this one is brought to us from the fantastic Antigua. Thank you, Jim, for bringing this one.
Thank you for watching my house and my many chickens.
Absolutely, they were an absolute delight.
Hold on, I got to interrupt you for this.
For sure.
The one night I went to close the door up for the chickens. Did this ever happen to you? So I poked my head in to make sure they were all in there, and I shined the light around, and they were all like roosting, but they all looked at me.
Oh yeah,
And then started clucking like, closing the door now. Did they do that to you?
Yes, actually,
Okay.
there was one night. Don't tell Kaylin. I was waiting for them to go in. It was like 8:00. Sat down, woke up at 12, and I was like, "Well, I better close the door." And sure enough, as I approached, all of a sudden I hear, and like it started just going through the entire crew. And I'm just, it's just me, girls. And then we closed the door, and they're just like, all right, and just like went back to bed.
That's awesome.
It's happened to me many times. Like, if she's not there and I leave here, it's like well, it's like 10 o'clock, and they'll be fine.
So you're safe. She doesn't listen to this.
I know she doesn't. Why would she? She has, at least your wife listens. Mine, like,
Found out my mom started listening to Spot episodes.
good.
Like,
Shout out, Mom.
Boy. Hi, Mom.
Uh-oh.
Don't be mad at me. You knew what you were getting into.
So, Antiguan gin, huh?
Yeah, so this one's from Antilles
you're good.
Stillhouse, Big Wood Gin. I do like some Big Wood.
Big wood gin.
Distilled with botanicals from the hills, farmlands, and shores of our island home. Big Wood Gin is a dry gin handcrafted in Antigua in the West Indies. Enjoy with a tonic or in your favorite cocktail. Or, I guess in our case, we're just going to be sipping it.
And a favorite cocktail sounds better.
Yeah. Maybe we should have brought some like gin
Ginger beer.
mixers or something. Yeah,
You still have that?
Where's the
I
fun
have
in
ginger,
that?
yes.
The hoppy one. The hoppy bubbles.
Ooh, that
I
smells
think I gave it all
nice.
away.
Oh, damn.
It almost kind of smells a little,
Like cinnamony or
like a little bubblegummy, and you're right. Yeah, like cinnamon, maybe like
cinnamon candy almost.
Ooh, I'm excited. Oh, I love cinnamon candy. I'm excited.
but not like strong, but just a little like that little floral. Orange peel. I definitely get a lot of orange peel.
Wow.
Like big time orange peel.
I can smell the orange peel and the cinnamon, but I still smell gin. Like it's still.
I don't.
Oh,
That's very different.
yeah. It's very smooth up front. It bites you a little bit on the back. I get the bubble gum. I get bubble gum and orange
Yeah.
peel on the palate too.
So how about this, just for listeners too? What makes gin compared to vodka and everything else? What's the distilling process? Do we know?
Well, Johnny went over the distilling process,
Oh,
but what makes
I
it
wasn't
gin?
listening there.
The recipe wise, I don't know.
Well, it's vodka that has botanicals in it. I mean, it's literally putting stuff in the vodka.
Pretty much
so
the same. It's a high purity alcohol, so you run it through like a refraction column still, and then you add a gin basket. So that's going to have your botanicals, whatever it is you want it to taste like. The distillate's going to condense through that, and then I don't know if it gets bottled from there, or if it gets redistilled and run through it. I don't know on that part of the process, but basically, it's a neutral grain spirit that's run over botanicals.
So moonshine and add botanicals.
I wish I would have bought the big bottle now.
A
That's
few
actually
steps
that's
above
actually
moonshine,
really
so
nice.
moonshine-
It's very nice.
Your typical moonshine is going to be one distillation run, unless you run it through a doubler or something like that, or through a thumper, which would be like a second distillation. Gins, well, any like a vodka or a neutral grain spirit is run through multiple distillations to get that percentage up. So you're distilling that at like 190 proof.
So what I'm
what
thinking
you're getting
now
out
is
of it.
all the gins I've ever had in my life have been shit.
Absolutely.
It's very
agreed.
possible, yeah.
That was the biggest surprise to me is having only had access to Seagram's or Swaps and Tanqueray. I was like, wow, gin sucks. And then it was like I had a good one and I was like, oh.
All three of these, while Flora and stuff, they are all three completely.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%. I actually really like this a lot. Like that orange peel, kind of a little bit of like bubble gum maybe. Still hints of that kind of like citrusy flavors. It's really like on the palate, like as it evaporates, it kind of reminds me of like my mom used to chew dentine gum, like the cinnamon. And it's like opening up a pack of
wow,
that
yeah.
and smelling it, and then like orange peel. So not that like sharp cinnamony taste that it has, but like the aroma and like the idea of bubble gum. I wish I would have bought the big bottle. Like,
Special edition Big Red with orange flavoring.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah, with the big red with orange
I
peel.
loved Big Red growing up.
Me too.
But after like 3 minutes, it's like, oh, this tastes like shit now.
and then you put 6 of them in your mouth, and then all of a sudden your mouth was burnt to a crisp, and you're like, what happened?
So speaking of gum, and I'd see Bob's picture there on the wall, so it made me think. Like 2 days before I was supposed to leave for Antigua, a tree, like a dead tree, came down in my backyard and crushed like my whole chicken fence in my backyard.
Oh, damn.
And I came up here to drop off eggs on a Monday for karaoke. I was bitching about it, and both Bob and Keith were like, "Well, just let us know. We'll be there in the morning. We'll get it taken care of." And sure enough, Bob and Keith show up with chainsaws, and we hacked that tree up. We had to take a couple trips to the farm store to get fence posts and parts and shit. But it happened like that, Johnny. It happened like that.
I didn't know there was a chainsaw party, and we got rid of horses. I had all the fencing you could have needed. Man.
The fencing we needed new poles because it broke them.
Do you know how many T-posts you have when you get rid of horses?
No, see now I know when I want to
least
expand
3.
the chicken run. It's got to be at least 3.
At least 3.
But surprisingly,
like
it
300.
wasn't that much work so much as it was like we spent more time fixing the chainsaws. Like
Oh, man.
the chain jumped off of both chainsaws.
Within 30 seconds of each other.
Yeah.
Tighten your fucking blades, guys.
Well,
Come on.
Keith got his back on just fine, and we finished the job with his chainsaw. But when Bob's chain jumped off, we went to put it back together, and the housing on his chainsaw wouldn't fit back together quite right. Like I don't know if
Like the tensioner or something like that.
Yeah.
It just was like, it would not tension.
it would not go back in, and finally get it back in, and then his the pull start is hanging up. It's stuck.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
One of the teeth on it was broken.
Yeah, that's irritating as hell.
And they sell the brand up at Family Farm and Home, so we went up there hoping they had parts. They didn't have parts.
Nobody, yeah.
So we went and had lunch, and we went back and we finished the job with Keith's chainsaw like we were a little thinking like, oh, the electric chainsaw's not going to get through this. It had
Ooh,
no
they're
problem.
impressive.
It had no problem. It went right through that big ass tree. Like it was very easy.
My buddy and his dad are Milwaukee tool people. And when they get the new tools, usually my buddy and I crack a case of beer and we break the tool in. Well, this was a couple summers, or a couple falls-ish, summer, but whatever the hell season it was. They got the cordless Milwaukee chainsaw. We started drinking while the batteries were charging. It's like, all right, we're going to go play with it. Well, there was all kinds of these severe wind warnings. Like there was weather alerts coming across your phone, beeping across the TV. Like it was 70-mile-an-hour winds, and he lives on a dirt road. And naturally, we're a few beers deep, and we tend to have fun when we're doing, those kind of gatherings.
As you do.
Oh, yeah. So
Yes, you do.
He had this little, branch that needed trimming out by the road. And like, all right, we're going to go trim the tree. So he goes right to the base of the tree, cuts a notch to knock it down. And the wind was so strong, it blew it the opposite way, right in the middle of the road. Blocked the entire road.
Nothing better than drinking and using
Power tools,
chainsaws.
Yeah, don't do this at home,
in
kids.
weather. Yeah, cutting trees isn't dangerous
severe
enough.
weather, yeah. And
I have very much reverence for a chainsaw. That is one, like, I'd rather, I think, shoot a hole in my foot accidentally than a chainsaw jump and hit me in the leg.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
My buddy's dad had that happen. He was going through a tree, and it bucked, bounced off his steel toe, and nicked his jeans. And it was one of those, the perfect timing. It went down, and his hand went forward and hit the guard. So when it kicked back, the guard locked it, but it ripped the jeans up just enough. It was like a, shit kind of moment. We're going to put this down for a while.
Millimeters from disaster. So.
Oh, yeah. No, we got the tree cut down, and it was one of those at this point. It's like, now we're testing the battery life on this with a chainsaw. And I just got to say, Milwaukee, y'all make a hell of a great cordless chainsaw.
Yeah,
and
I was
battery
impressed.
system.
Yours
That
is
was
a
amazing.
Well, yours is a Ryobi?
No, Ego.
Ego. Yeah, I was
Ego,
pretty.
You're one of them.
That's right. That's the exact response I expected.
I actually don't even know.
It worked. It worked great.
What color is it?
Green.
Oh,
and-
okay.
Yeah,
All right,
it lasted the whole day. Like
Pretty much.
we, bucked up some of the wood. Like we cut up some of the, the scraps and stuff. We cut through that. I mean, that tree had to be 2 feet wide.
Something like
that's
that,
a
yeah.
good size.
Yeah, with you got a 14-inch bar.
Yeah, 14-inch bar.
And it had no problem. Like I cut right down through it, came right up under. It was beautiful. It worked great.
You ever need help with trees?
Well, next one.
Next one, yeah.
Yeah, next one I'll let you know.
Alrighty.
I'm excited for this. 'Cause
Next gin.
I've had from this distillery before, and their white whiskey is phenomenal. So I'm very excited to try this one.
So this one comes directly from Corktown, Detroit. This is Two James Spirits. This one is their old Cockney gin.
I like 2 James.
I did find out that they have, I think, 3 variations of gin now. But this is their OG.
Got to collect them all.
In fact, this is an 80 proof, so 41% alcohol, batch 1 Two James gin. This was brewed, I believe, in 2016. So it is about 9 years old now.
When you were still living in Detroit?
When I was still living in Detroit, yep. It was just after I bought my first house, and I wanted to stock a bar with something, and then that's when I happened to run across this, and it was like, batch 1? Sure, I'll take it.
That's pretty special, actually. So we'll see if...
Aww.
No sound on that one.
Well, the cork is a little older, so...
So I have to share a quick side story that I felt like an absolute moron because I just learned this yesterday. I for many last few years have assumed OG just meant original.
Original gangster.
Yeah, I learned that yesterday. My buddy had
Original gravity.
Yeah, this TikTok live stream. I knew that one. TikTok live stream going and like, original gangster. I'm like, oh my God, that's what everybody means by OG. And I felt stupid as hell.
Original green.
I don't know that one.
What color's your mug?
That's right.
Oh,
Exactly. That's why we agreed.
2019.
So you can be the OG.
This one also...
this is a very traditional smell to it.
Yeah.
So,
It still kind of smells like fresh Scotch tape, but not as much. More citrusy.
Yeah, this smells more matured.
It smells really
it's
nice.
It's not Scotch tape, it's 3M tape.
Yeah, we're bumping up in brands here,
Oh.
and yet taste very different.
More like lemon peel than orange peel on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Less spice.
yeah.
I don't get like any of the like kind of cinnamon or anything from the last one.
I think I'm a little less of a fan of this one now.
I like it, but I like the last one better. Last one was smoother. This is a
I
little.
think I like this
A little
one better.
punch to a little.
Yeah,
harsh.
this
It's
one's
not
less
that
round around. It's less round. Like this one's a little sharper, a little more pointy.
Just a
But
little
still has
more.
that lemon
I
taste style.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the last one had, like I said, more like orange peel, and this has more like lemon peel.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about them is I'm sure that's what they're using is peel for their like botanicals, and that you can literally taste the difference between like the fruit peel versus the fruit.
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't taste like they put lemon or orange. It tastes like
peels,
they
yeah.
use the
Yeah.
peel, like which I think is
bitterness
kind of
type.
cool.
So a lot of that is the way that alcohol will interact with oils, and it seeps a lot more of that kind of stuff out.
Yeah, it's oil non-water soluble,
Yeah.
but it's alcohol soluble.
I will say this one also.
I like that.
Yeah, a lot of gins have peppercorns in them
Yep.
and different things like that for the botanicals. I think this one,
Coriander is one of the biggest ones. Right?
coriander's another, star anise, things of that nature.
I was going to ask on the last one, I got distracted, and I didn't even finish the other story, too, so I'm very distracted by the gin. But I was going to ask if it's coriander, because like both the last two have that a little bit of kind of almost soap characteristic to the aroma. Not so much the taste. And I'm not a soap coriander guy.
You're not a soap eater.
No. Well, like a lot of people, they've got that...
That didn't happen when you were little.
DNA, like with... Oh, no, that did.
Oh, get in trouble. We're going to wash your mouth out with soap.
Didn't work. Fucking A.
Well, I will say, so this one, they did get the tasting notes. I had to go onto their website to get them. But we start off with black pepper, spring soil, dried lemon peel. Good one, that one. Bergamot.
What the fuck is bergamot?
Bergamot. I don't know. I have candles that are bergamot. I don't know
I have
what it
soap
is.
that's got it. Yeah, I couldn't
So
describe
yeah,
it.
see, that might be the
A
soapiness.
dark peppery essence of stuff.
Star anise and then matcha.
I could see the star anise. Sorry.
I could kind of see the earth and obviously the lemon peel, but the rest.
Bergamot's an orange.
Oh, well, there we go. Now I know.
Hey, the anise is more like a black licorice. Jägermeister.
It actually says it's an inedible citrus fruit.
Oh. We're not eating it. We're drinking.
All right.
Yeah, apparently, its oils are safe for consumption.
I really like that one. Like
It's punchy. It's
that,
very.
so far. That's
It
my,
is.
That's my favorite.
I think
so far.
it reminds me of the last one. Again, with the subtleties between like orange and lemon, but this is bitier. This is Barks versus A&W kind of thing.
So actually, bergamot is using Earl Grey tea.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Actually, one of the other two Jameses is Earl Grey flavored gin, so it's probably a lot heavier on the bergamot then.
Ooh, that sounds good.
The other one, the third one that they had was citrus, just like a very citrus heavy one. So might even be similar to the field note.
Nice.
Well,
Ooh,
pushing
this
us.
one looks fancy and foreign.
Yes, in foreign it is indeed. Now, although I did get this in the States, this is actually from the Kyoto Distillery in Japan. It is called Kinobi, which is a Kyoto dry gin.
Related to Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan, yes. Second cousin decided to be a distiller, so,
Oh, good for him.
But we have ourselves a 100% rice neutral spirit. So a lot of them have been corn, wheat, things of that nature. This is going to be a rice spirit, which
intrigued.
is 45.7% alcohol.
So there is no base on when making gin.
So a lot of it's neutral grain spirit is what they call it. So it can be made from whatever, but they distill it so many times that it
It doesn't have a
exceeds
flavor then. Or
Yeah,
change.
it exceeds it's the purity base. It's a pure neutral spirit. So there is no taste. It's essentially pure alcohol and water by the time it's been distilled.
It's
so much.
rubbing alcohol with spices.
Yep.
This bottle's very hefty. I
So
like
the Obi-Wan jokes, if I'm remembering
Very
this right,
simple.
Ewan McGregor's brother was in the Royal Air Force, and his call sign is Obi-2.
Okay.
It's like, that's awesome.
Once again, back to smelling like Scotch tape.
Which is interesting because this actually has all of the botanicals from this one are from Japan, so they are quite a bit different. I'll read off the description here real quick. Kinobi is the first of its kind, a Japanese gin created, blended, and bottled by our dedicated artisanal distillery in Kyoto, using many local ingredients inspired by history and culture of this ancient city. Meaning the beauty of the seasons, Kinobi, usually made from rice spirits, complemented by addition of regional botanicals such as yellow yuzu, hinoki, Sancho pepper, and Kyoto tea from Oude, blended with the famed waters of Fushimi. Fushimi. Okay.
I swear, if you say Fukushima, I'm done. Sorry.
This has more of that bite to it.
Yeah, I don't
What
like
was
this
that
one.
first sentence you read? The very first line.
Kenobi is the first of its kind.
There it is. First. It is Obi-Wan.
I get way more of the booze on the aroma and on the taste. It doesn't have the subtleties that the previous ones had. This
No, it's
one
a lot
is
more bolder.
yeah. This is much more just like it just kind of punches you, and it's like, hey, I'm gin.
Yeah.
I'm what you expect.
This is actually what I expect a lot from the Bombay's, Tanquerays, and things
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
It's like
This
would
is
be
what
the-
I expected on the other ones.
Yeah.
Was this type of punch.
I tell you the warmth though. When I sip this one, like I feel the
it's
warmth
warming.
like
It's
head to
very
toe.
warming, yeah. This one has some lingering burn to it too. After you sip it.
It smells like booze and Scotch
What's
tape.
the percentage on that one?
that was a 45.7.
Really? It was still the same as the other ones.
Yeah.
Like 5% more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all within kind of the same range. We're at about
80 to 90.
Yeah,
Yeah.
90.
This
92
one really
proof,
hits
that
the
one.
nose too, actually.
Yeah. Very nose heavy. I was surprised. I was really hoping there'd be more yuzu coming out of it, the citrus.
I
but
don't get any
I
yuzu.
don't
Yeah.
even know what that is to I'm sorry.
a
Yuzu
citrus.
is Japanese fruit, right?
Yeah. Citrus kind of similar to a sort of a mix between a lemon and an orange.
It actually has
Okay,
a really good
okay.
taste. I like yuzu.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna give Johnny the rest of mine. I don't even want it's.
I don't blame you.
It's not terrible. It's just not good.
All right, so the way you described that between a lemon and an orange,
I believe so. Yeah, that was or a lemon and lime. No, I think it's lemon and orange. So.
I couldn't describe it outside of that, but it is there.
Yeah,
It's-
the gins you can definitely get a little bit of that citrus, but
Like
really
I
it's
take
not.
a little bigger of a sip with it. And then, yeah.
This was definitely harder to get down.
Good thing we put it at the halfway mark and not the first one,
Yeah.
or else everybody would be sitting there being like, "Oh my god, we're gonna have
What are we doing
8 of
today?
these. This
I'm
sucks."
still committed. that one definitely a mixer.
Yes, yeah,
Definitely a mixer.
that one would benefit from.
Yeah, I think
something
so
else to
far
cut
the
it.
majority of these you can drink straight, but that one.
You know what the
definitely
worst
need to be
part
a
is the other ones weren't so bad going up, so I poured this one a little heavier. You're like, all right, they haven't been so bad. I can do this one.
I noticed
I'm like,
that.
fuck.
They can't
was
all
the
be
wrong
winners. We have to
one
have
to
at
do.
least one dud.
And it's not that it's terrible. It's just it's got that taste that
It's strong. It's bold.
It's got the
powerful.
things about gin that I don't like.
Which isn't interesting. This is the one that came from Japan, and it's the most like all the gin that we get either from Canada, the UK, or the US.
that's
You
why
mean
we
the
don't
gins the only gins I've had that I don't like?
Yeah, exactly.
There's probably at least hopefully one listener in Japan that's going, why the fuck would they buy that nasty shit?
Yeah, it's like the worst one, man.
Yeah.
It's like, we have 87 gins. Why'd you take that one?
It's like that's like the pop-off version there or something.
Ooh, he's getting out the sexy bottle.
All right, the sexiest
I
bottle.
like this bottle.
This one is called Ginstache. It is from Dearborn,
It's got like
Detroit.
a haberdasher man on the
I don't even wanna
bottle,
taste it, I
and then
just
it's
wanna look
got
at the
it's got a pinup girl on the side. It's got very 1930s vibes. The artwork's
Like
fantastic.
risque type.
Yeah, it's speakeasy type shit.
I want to actually look at the bottle. I'll keep describing the bottle. All I see is the creepy long-ass arm and a hand on like the dude's chest.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all I've seen in this bottle.
And what's funny is that's about all that is on this bottle, outside of the fact that it is
Hand signed.
44% alcohol. It is hand signed, and it is batch number 1, bottle 132.
So we were having a
This is the
lot of
second
batch
bottle
one.
132.
Actually, I might have been off on the or what was the other one I said the
That might have
Rochester
just
ones.
been a
The
random
two
number.
James.
Yeah, I might have just mixed up
kinda
the,
wanna know
the
now.
numbers. They're all on the bottles. We can definitely
That's
look
awesome.
at them. But I will say I did go onto their website, which they have a lovely description here for it. Sometimes the best gin in the world is right under your nose, just like Ginstache gin, inspired by Prohibition era and its many speakeasies.
It looks like
our
Prohibition
product is intended to be something special that you stash away for a special occasion. Ginstache is an 88 proof gin made of grain spirits and is crystal clear with the slightest hint of aquamarine. It seems to follow the London gin style with a bold nose of juniper and bright lemon juice with a slight hint of mint. The structure is slightly viscous with a medium alcohol burn. The taste of full juniper with slight hint of black pepper, lime, and tarragon. The finish lingers slightly. Double gold winner in San Francisco in 2016, which is also when I got this gin.
So here's the funniest thing. Like the last one I learned my lesson because I poured it heavy. So this one I only poured a little bit. Jim poured a lot.
Too much.
I'll help
I saw
you
his
out.
face instantly. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't pour
It smells like rubbing alcohol.
Whew, it does.
It doesn't taste as bad as like straight alcohol. I like it better than the last one.
It knows as dark notes is the only word I can come up to describe it, but there's...
It does have interesting lacing on the glass, like you said. It does seem like it sticks around a little more.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Different mouthfeel, different.
Sorry, I just looked at his pour.
Yeah, he took a lot.
It's very neutral. Like it is. It doesn't taste like a lot. Just booze.
You know, it's funny because I think the most popular kind of gin is the London Dry style.
Yeah.
And that's the one I've consistently been displeased with on the whole, which I think is pretty great. But this one's nice. I mean, comparatively to, again, like some other London Dries, this is...
It does have a lighter taste than the last one. Doesn't taste as punch you in the face. This one doesn't.
And yet a heavier mouthfeel. So I don't know, kind of a good combo.
It's heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely got that, like, sits on your palate, sits on your tongue. For a little bit.
No.
I don't like it. Well, sir, I don't like it.
It's not my favorite of what we've had, but it's not horrible.
You know, you tricked us because the first few were like, okay, I think I can do this.
Yeah, these are good. These are good.
Well, and in all fairness, both the Two James and the Ginstache were ones that I had just opened. So, and actually the Kenobi, no, I had tasted the Kenobi before, but there was one other one that we had popped open already. So, I mean, a lot of new ones today.
Nice.
Well, the first half were winners. The meat of this episode has been a little bit of a we're on the downward spiral here.
I thought I might actually like gin somewhat after the first three.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
Never mind.
Good luck finding those anywhere.
Right. Well, I think I did save the best for last. I mean, in my opinion, or at least it holds a special place in my heart. I think you guys' hearts as well, because this comes from Three Floyds.
Yay.
With Three Floyds, there's no way Jim can say anything bad about it.
It automatic has to be an 8 out of 10 or higher. So I mean, this is very important. But
We'll see about that.
I've got a theory that no matter what it is, even if it's piss water and it's from Three Floyds, you're like, this is great.
Yeah. Well, name something from Three Floyds that hasn't been great, you know?
Now, all my previous comments about London Dry gins, this is a London Dry gin. But it is pretty good. It's definitely got a bite to it. This one also does not have very much of a description, just a distinctly London Dry style gin, distilled with proprietary blend of botanicals from Three Floyds. Now, this one, Oude to Boatface, they Three Floyds still has a distillery, and they do still make gin. However, they only made one batch, as far as I know, of Oude to Boatface, which was the first gin that they made. So we have batch number 1 out of 1, and we also have bottle number B, which I believe is the second bottle that was ever poured. So this has been an absolute treat. I believe, Jim, you had brought this back from Dark Lord Day as well, back in 2019. So
Was it 19? Was that when Paul brought back that White Lightning?
well, that's when they brewed this. So
Okay.
that was the only year that they had created Oude to Boatface, as far as I know. So
You weren't with us then?
no, actually, last year was my first year going.
So I
to-
brought this back.
Yes.
Or did Paul bring this back?
Ooh, might have been Paul.
I think it was probably Paul.
It might have been Paul. Okay.
I mean, it could have been me, but it's probably Paul. Because Paul, I know he bought, they didn't have any of their aged whiskeys because they had just opened it.
Right.
So he brought back some of the White Lightning. And we were just talking about before we started recording, because Dark Lord Day is coming up. They have a a 6 year aged whiskey, and that would mean 2025. So yeah, 6 years.
Right, and 2019 was was when they opened the distillery, which
Yep.
is why, unfortunately, I bet it would be a much bigger operation had COVID not immediately hit the year after.
Yeah, because we sat at the bar in the distillery and tried their white spirits because they had nothing barrel aged yet. Obviously, that was just me and Paul. I don't know why no one else sat with us, but we sat there the day before Dark Lord Day, and since then, the distillery kind of like bar or tap room is where they sell the merch and stuff like the day before. So they closed it almost immediately. They never got to keep it open, which is
Bummer.
super sad because their restaurant was really good. Like we would always go and have dinner the night before at Three Floyds, and they always got like slasher films on the TVs and shit, like metal music playing.
Have them
and
play #SlaughterPark from YouTube.
if they ever
It's like a
open,
15-minute video,
open up again, I kind of feel like Three Floyds doesn't belong in Munster. Like it belongs in a place like Detroit or Grand Rapids or Denver or maybe even like Columbus or somewhere that's a little more popular. But no
I
one
feel like you're gonna get shot when you're in the parking lot.
Well, no, it's just that who the fuck goes to Munster? Like there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
That's the attraction.
There's like a ton of chain restaurants, some mom and pops, but there's nothing to do in Munster. Like it's
But drink.
Yeah, but then you can't even drink at the brewery or the distillery anymore. Like so, there's nothing to do in Munster. I think Three Floyds, given their talent and their ability to produce delicious things, I feel like they deserve a better city than Munster because there's nothing to fucking do. And there's nothing to do around Munster either. What do you want to go to Gary? Go to the casino? Go to the Hard Rock in Gary.
Well, in the meantime, they made
gin. The bottle is pretty cool.
And of course, Oude to Boatface, talking about Bodie McBoatface, the classic internet naming scheme. What was that? I think Swedish rescue boats or something like that. They were like, we got a brand new, back in the day. And of course, Bodie McBoatface was not chosen. They chose, I think, the second or third option, which the internet was absolutely outraged about because, Bodie McBoatface won by a lot.
So first of all, I say the smell is the same, but it's Three Floyds. So this is amazing.
It smells.
It's clean.
It smells like Scotch tape and lemongrass.
But really good Scotch tape and lemongrass.
the premium version, like the gold level.
I guess.
Tape that comes with its own dispenser. With the metal cutting bits, not
like the first three had unique smells. The last few that we did just have that straight up.
I'll give it to him. This is better than the last two.
I knew he couldn't say anything.
But nowhere near as good as the first three.
Right.
Yeah, nowhere near as good.
Once again, it is a London dry gin, which definitely plays onto the juniper notes pretty heavily, lime notes pretty heavily, and pepper.
This has way more of the like those kind of like citrus peels and botanical flavors. It is still a little boozy, a little harsh, but not as harsh as the last two.
That's just because we've been drinking gin the whole episode.
That could be it.
There's a very oily mouthfeel to it, and
I can feel it on my teeth.
Those fruity esters to it.
Yes.
Like there's I hesitate to say it, there's almost a hint of sweetness to this.
Yeah, I think so. There's
That
also
has a big burn.
It does burn.
It does have a good burn to it.
Without a doubt, yeah.
So this one, I definitely feel like it's
got a lot of burn.
If you like London dry gins, this is, I don't know, probably the best version of the London dry gin that I've had. Very good for cocktails, gin and tonics, things of that nature. I mean, if you're looking for a gin and tonic, this is probably the route that you want to go. Although I will say Fieldnote would probably be the best out of the.
It's better than any other gin I've had prior to this episode. Oh, but that's a really low barrier of entry. Yeah,
right. The only one I can give it to that surpasses any of these, and it was just the rarity of it, was the one that was recovered from the lake.
Right.
That one, but that's a very unfair comparison because that I will never be able to have that again.
So, what is your go-to gin?
Well, there is a gin called Roku, which is also from Japan. Now, I find that at Total Wine and Spirits.
My buddy has that on his TV.
Yeah, exactly. It's same brand, same company. They just decided to also do gin. But no,
I don't know if he's fucking with me or not.
No, it's well, the word
awesome.
The word Roku is six in Japanese, and the reason why they call it Roku for the gin is because it has 6 botanicals specific to that one.
I like this one actually. It's a very sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely get the lime peel.
Yes, very, very lime heavy. I'm very happy about that because I do enjoy myself some lime.
In comparison with what we've had, the Roku tastes more like.
It has been a minute since I've had it. I'm trying to think.
But is it a harsher taste, or is it more of that flowery citrus taste.
I would say it's still closer to like the Oude to Boatface, but it is it's different. I would say the pepperiness of it hits a little bit more, and it doesn't feel quite as boozy. The unfortunate thing is the last bottle of Roku I had like the first little sip or two of it, and then my parents demolished it because they like gin and tonics. So I was like, where did my gin go? They're like, don't worry, we'll get you another bottle. And they got another bottle, and then they decimated it before I even had a drink out of it. And I was like, guys, like, yo, chill out with this. But
Well, I will say after going through all these gins, and as much as I've hated gin before, I still don't like it, but I'm not against it.
Yeah,
There was a few that I was okay with.
this one is
so what you're saying is-
101.5 proof too. So this one is 50.75%
So what you're
alcohol.
saying is you just haven't found the right one yet.
Still looking.
I don't know, those first three I would definitely drink again, specifically if it was in a cocktail. It'd probably be really good.
gonna
Maybe even the
default-
first four.
I'm going to default back to the two James. I think still my favorite.
okay,
This one made me sweat.
This one was
I am
good,
also
though.
sweating.
Yeah.
Like, I
wow.
almost want more of this one, but I'm going to hold off because I'm really feeling it.
I think that first one that
This one
stood out
was
with the
good.
lemon.
Yeah, that was, those first few, without a doubt, were very much so. This is not a gin.
So
like, it's
The label on this one's really
fantastic.
fun. It's
Three
got
Floyds
like
is awesome.
a lot of occult symbolism and shit, but like the inside of the label like on the inside of the glass also has a bunch
I
of
love
artwork
when
on
they
it.
do that.
It's more detailed
Yeah.
than the
Like, yeah,
than the visible one. So yeah,
it's got like I said, like a lot of occult stuff, like skulls and you know
There's
the
a
all-seeing
tooth.
eye.
There's
and-
a tooth in the hell? There's a lot of teeth. What the hell's gonna happen? Are my teeth gonna fall out from this shit?
maybe. So we're going to be looking at labels while we're kind of nursing whatever comes of having a bunch of gins. Oh yeah, good.
I was just gonna say I'm empty on the gins, and I'm happy, and I learned a lot because I'm not 100% against them, just like 90% now. But we do have a beer coming up, and that's what I'm looking
I
forward
just
to.
gotta say, the last time that I had a whole bunch of gin and felt this good, that night was a very good night. I don't feel tonight's gonna be that good.
Was that a barn night?
Well, you never know.
It was in
You
front
never
of a
know.
barn. We were in
Keith
front of a
sitting,
barn.
moist, wanting. So
It was at a bonfire back in
we are going
2020.
to end this off with a beer, right, Daryl?
Hallelujah! Yes.
So another gift from our best friend Jeff.
Mr. Jeff the Beer Donator, thank you, sir.
From what is this? Fort George. Sometimes things take longer is the name of this one. It's got like this like catfish dragon unicorn on it.
Could we convince
very
him
cool
to come
art.
and read the description of this for us?
Bourbon barrel aged stout and barley wine blend finished in ransom gin barrels. 14.5%
Holy shit.
ABV.
Which compared to what we've been
It's light.
drinking,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
light. Yeah, this is we're practically hydrating at this point.
I don't know.
Welcome to High Gravity.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to open this one with my lighter, though. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to open this with my lighter.
Hold on, I got you.
Thank you.
Actually,
Courtesy of Bell's, I got that at the first summer brew beer fest that I went to, and I've had it since.
but mine's shaped like a gun.
It sure is. Ooh, does she have a smell?
Well, after everything we've been smelling, Scotch tape.
Or a 3M.
Ooh, that's dark.
Wow.
It heads up pretty nice.
That is the darkest thing we've had today.
I'm very interested that
in the
it's
last 2 weeks.
it's a stout and barley wine blend, which I don't think is anything we've had before. Just so it doesn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to keep it away from the electronics.
I gotcha.
Thank you.
And it has
Wow.
a stout barley wine smell. I'd lean more on the stout side. It smells more like stout than barley wine. But it smells decadent,
Yes.
and it is very thick and rich. Let's try.
You know, we never discussed clarity on any of the last beverages that we
They
had.
were all clear.
Yes, exactly. We never said.
Well, that is a very heavy mouthfeel. That is a very rich beer.
Wow, that smells phenomenal, though.
Tastes much more like stout than barley wine, I feel like.
Love the
Oh,
back
no, there's
end
a
on it.
lot of
Yeah.
barley wine characteristic to it.
So it's weird after drinking all those gins and how light they were. Now it feels like I'm drinking like almost molasses type.
Yeah.
Like it's thicker.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean,
There's
gorgeous
the
back
stout.
end. I mean,
Yeah, there's the roasty tone. Yeah, it's very smooth.
It's not too sweet, but it's sweet enough. It's got that little bit of roast.
It's got the wine-like characteristic to it of a barley wine, though. I mean, it's definitely there.
You know the best part about this?
It's not gin.
I don't taste the gin barrels.
You really don't, to be fair.
To be fair,
to be fair.
It could be because we're so ginned to the max.
Maybe we just don't taste it anymore if it is there.
I get, when I let it sit on my palate for a while, I get maybe a touch of coffee, but a little bit of that toffee note, a little bit of malt,
A lot toffee note is really
which is
I
nice.
taste that toffee.
I like toffee in my my stouts
Same.
and my barley wines, which I feel
It
like
doesn't taste much like a barley wine.
no, I don't think it
no,
does either.
I mean, it's there, but it's not definitive in any way other than to say, well, yeah, I could see it.
Almost more in mouthfeel. Like it feels like
Yeah.
it
that kind of
hits-
syrupiness.
Yeah, and like the sides of my tongue get a little bit of that that barley wine, but everything else is stout right down the middle.
Oh yeah, I definitely like it.
I do think that these.
I think that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
I get a little bit of the ginness in the nose. I don't in the taste, and I don't think anybody heard me, but through all of my sampling techniques, I didn't taste it.
What was that?
Exactly. I'll do it again, but
Well, you know, one thing I've noticed.
just a hint in the nose.
So with gin, a lot of the botanicals, you know, especially when you think about like citrus and pepper and things like that, you know, I feel like they can be overrun by sweetness, by smokiness, by
yeah.
chocolatiness, you know, the toffee, like
Richer flavors.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all there. It's just it you can't even
It
tell
blends
because
together, yeah.
right.
There's
you know,
so much more
It's almost like
overpowering one way or
a
another.
novelty. Like it was aged in gin barrels. It's like, okay, well, you're not going to get any of that characteristic.
in comparison to the Cockney Elephant, which was
No.
Oh,
Sherwood's.
the IPA.
A Cockney Elephant, yes. No. It was shoot. What is the elephant that they have? I believe it is a strong or a wee heavy or it's something like that. But they put it in a bunch of different barrels. This was Sherwood Brewing.
Yeah,
and,
at the beer fest, I remember.
Yeah, and one time and one time only, as far as I know, they put it in gin barrels and they called that the Cockney Elephant, and that was one of my favorite beers because with something like a heavy or a double or I'm just blanking on what it was now, but that allowed the gin notes to really seep in, and it was basically just. It almost reminded me of the Wheatish beer that we just had.
Oh, the IPA.
Yeah, the IPA. It's like it had very much of that like floral botanical kind of feel to it. So it almost turned it into like a 11% or 12% IPA, and it was but it wasn't. It didn't have the same kind of characteristics and notes of the.
It was almost like a gin cocktail made of beer.
Right,
Yeah.
and it was awesome. And they've never made it again. Like all my other favorite things.
Yeah, like Mr. Lebowski.
Rip Mr. Lebowski.
God, that was good.
So there's something right up front that's like
I was just
I don't know
gonna
if it's gonna be dry or there's something right up front that I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of.
I think that's it because that's why I just got a little bit more of that.
It has a syrup taste on it, and
Yeah.
it has the roast taste, and
I-
everything else is fine. But
I think it's a combination of what you said. It's blended so well, like something else is hiding it. But if you do the quick inhale technique, for lack of better description, you just when you do that, do you get that little hint of like a gin, and then the stout washes it out?
Say it raisin.
I can see the raisin. as a
Yeah,
descriptor for that. Yeah,
raisin would be a good description, but
Yeah.
it was the
It's
the
there
fruit
and
the
then it's
citrus at the
gone.
very
Yeah.
very beginning. So
I like it though.
It is there. It is there. The gin is in there. It's
it's
just
good, but
super
the
soft.
very first sip when it first hits the palate has a taste I'm not a fan of. Other than that, it's great.
Probably the gin.
So, fellas, out of all the gins that we've tasted, beer excluded, what was your favorite gin?
2 James, without a doubt. hands down the 2 James for me.
I'll answer for this guy over here. His was 3 Floyds.
Incorrect. That's a.
Oh my God! What? Say that again.
That's a hard
I
choice.
think the first one, the lemon one, threw me off just because I was expecting something a lot worse on the gin side, and it really wasn't that overpowering. Had the lemon taste to it, so I think just the first one, just because it threw me off.
Field Note was very good. Absolutely.
I think
It was
either
it was
Field Note
phenomenal.
or the Antiqua gin were both really fantastic. I like the Lilac
Antiqua
one
was good.
a lot too. God, that's a hard choice. I guess it depends on if I want lemon or orange.
I'll say the lilac wasn't strong, but the lilac was strong in it. But it didn't taste like the gin, like the other
I think
ones that
the
came after
lilac.
that.
I think the lilac one would make the most fun cocktails. I
Yes.
think it'd
I
make the
agree
most
with that.
interesting
I would agree with
cocktails.
that, yeah.
So I'd have to go with the Antigua or the what was the leaf?
Field Note was the
Field
first
Note.
one.
Field Note.
Yeah.
I don't think I could. It just again I couldn't pick between those two. It'd be if I wanted orange or if I wanted or lemon.
That's very true.
They were
and,
both really good.
and I will say I'll probably default to lemon most of the time. So Field Note was definitely feeling it
That
for
was
me that
fantastic.
time. So
Yeah.
I will say I won't say I hate gin anymore.
That's right.
that's
There
great.
you go.
I love that the conclusion of this episode is the entire embodiment of the phrase. If you don't like this, it just means you haven't found the right one yet.
Yep.
And that's
And
true
I
with
love that
everything.
about it. Oh, it is. It
Yeah.
absolutely is.
I once dated a girl who said, "I'll try anything twice." I'm like, "Why twice?" She's like, "Well, what if it's just the wrong situation? You might like it the second time."
No. We've discussed this. You have to try it 3 times.
Well, that wasn't her motto, and
Well, she was wrong.
well,
Hey, if you can get her to do it 2 times, you're good.
yeah.
I can't get a fucking text back, so I can't play this.
Exactly, 2 times.
We aren't dating anymore, so I went through all my 2 chances.
You're married now?
Yeah.
And then next you went to 2 James.
Yeah. Well, there was 2 James earlier, right? Where's the other Jim? It was me and Jim.
I don't know. They abandoned us.
No, surprisingly though, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Having not tried craft gins before, and you and Taylor, Keith, are the only people who are like, "Oh, you gotta try gin. You gotta try more gin." And I've been a holdout.
Most people are. I mean, the general response that I have when I ask people, "Would you like to try gin?" is either no or hell no. So
The general taste of gin wasn't like any of those.
No.
you're right. I mean, it's
there
like
were a few stereotypical, like, oh, that's
There was
gin.
2,
Yeah,
yes,
there were a
that-
couple. There were a couple.
old classics on the London dry gins. So, but hey, guys, I think thank you for indulging in my enjoyment of gin.
Oh,
and
thank you for bringing them. I appreciate the hell out of sharing these with us. Thank you, truly. That was
Next
that's a lot
episode,
of
Keith
things.
is bringing us Malort. I hope not. There's no varieties of Malort. There is just Malort. There is only one Malort.
I don't know if my friend Bender listens to this show. I really hope that he does, because I would really love to have him on here. And I'm going to extend this. So, Bender, if you're listening,
Does he have a metal ass?
40%.
he's Canadian, okay? Just
Okay.
give the man a break.
I'm not drinking Malort if that's where this is going.
Well, no, I'm going to say, if you listen to this, Bender, I would love for you to come down and join us and bring us some of the finest Canadian beverages that you guys have. We've had plenty of Labatt. It's okay. But any of the liquors or beers that you guys like, I would love and welcome and invite you to come and join us and bring that stuff.
All right, Crown Royal
And-
it is.
And if you're not listening, we're not friends anymore.
Crown Royal Maple.
And I'm going to add to Captain Bob, because I know you guys run
Crown
in
Royal
pairs.
Apple.
We can pipe you in on a cell phone call, man, and that would be great.
Oh, the simulcast.
Oh, we could do that.
Digital.
I forgot. We haven't done a phone interview yet with this show.
No.
We have the technology.
I do.
We can rebuild him.
We've so the
$6 million
the
podcast.
previous show. No, it cost about $6 with Amazon adapters. But the previous
Yeah.
show, we interviewed people in California and like 1 or 2 other states. We'd pipe them in on phone calls and interview them.
Nice. Well,
Yeah, it's doable.
I'm done. So, Keith, thank you very much. I'm out of
Again,
here.
much appreciated. Thank you for joining us.
There's enough gin.
Love to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
Godspeed.
If you didn't learn anything today, at least remember this. Beer is the answer that makes everything better.
Can't remember the question, but who cares when you have a cold one in your hand?
Remember, everybody, drink responsibly, drink high gravity.
Most importantly, drink well.
Okay, not the well. Life's too short for bad beer.
Stay frosty, my friends.